go to Gary, though. He's a Man United fan. He's not happy with Ten Hag, Gaz.
No,
Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, boys.
What's going on then? What are you not happy?
What's up, mate?
I'm just getting sick and tired, to be honest. I don't know if I'm the only United fan that thinks this. It can't be with the conversations that were coming out of the ground today. It's the same old every week. I genuinely feel sorry for Everton today. They battered us. I think, 20 odd attempts on goal.
Yeah.
I think we had 13, 14. We were fortunate we got the penalties. I know they were penalties, but at that time, we were getting battered. And how they can't score is beyond me, because the chances they create are unbelievable. Sean Dyche must be pulling, well, not his hair out, but do you know what I mean? It's like, what's happening here? And then Ten Hag comes out and gives it, another good performance. It's a process. It's the same old. Yeah. I can tell you when he sets a team up what's going to happen. It's the same every single time. For me, it's gone far.
You know what, Gary? When I feel like a manager should go is when they start sounding deluded. In their post-match interviews. I mean, the last few games, he's coming out with statements of like, we done well to try and get back into the game and get a goal. And fans aren't stupid, are they? You watch the game. You watch today, Everton getting 23 shots, and he'll come out and say, "This is great. It's part of the process. 2-0, great win."
All the time, Gabby. I couldn't agree more. He comes out with it's a process. It's a process that, for me, there's certain players on the pitch. I mean, I know Rashford scored a penalty, but if he wants me to drive him anywhere, I will take him. Seriously.
What are you talking about?
He can't. Listen, seriously, you 300 grand a week for somebody that can't be bothered to chase back when somebody walks past. I'm sorry, it's not good enough, that. It's nowhere near good enough. You've got young lads that you think... I mean, Anthony, I know Anthony's been a bit of a flop for us, but do you know what? He'll be on the pitch and he'll chase back. I watched Jack Harrison today for Everton. He lost the ball on the right-hand corner and he legged it back and did a tackle on his own goal line to get a corner. There's another stat that's been on today. I saw it. We've had 15 entries into the Everton penalty box. They've had over 40 into our box.
Do you think sometimes when you watch them, Gary, like I watch Manchester United, you think that like they're playing like, no, they're not at it. Do you know what I mean? It's like Casemiro's like sluggish to get to the ball. Defensively, they're like, okay, we're not going to get after players.
No, they're not doing anything for that. I mean, the manager for me's got to go. I've said it for last year. We got away with it. We got some good draws in the cup. We had a good season and punched well above our weight. Probably because the other teams weren't at it. They weren't at it last year. This year they are. I don't believe we'll get in the top 6. Never mind the top 4.
Oh, I think you will.
I hope we do. Listen, I hope we do.
You're on 47 points.
I know that, but listen, we're supposed to be Man United, and we've got this, as Mr. Ten Hag will say, a process. But honestly, the die-hard United fans are getting totally disillusioned with the bloke that keeps coming onto these press conferences and saying...
Honestly, I can't listen to him, mate.
Yeah. Not having a press conference.
Mate. Sorry, Gary. I can't.
No, it's fine, mate. I agree. I'm totally with you on it. I'm so frustrated. And I'll tell you what, if we start like we did against Liverpool next week, I mean, that is our game, isn't it, next week? Once that goes, it's the end of the season party. But let's hope we can do something. But if you start like that, Liverpool score 6.
Also, mate, Sancho's just scored for Dortmund.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I'm back.
What can you say? But, I mean, to be fair, he's another one who was very much like Rashford, to be fair. You know what I mean? He was. Yeah. You've got all this prima donna status, but he never did it for us. He didn't do it.
No,
he didn't. He just didn't do it. And I'm just getting, as you can probably tell, a little bit naffed off with it. So
new stadium though, positives.
Yeah. Roof's not going to leak.
Got to do. I mean, listen, you never know next week. I mean, I'm hoping we can get some out of them, and at least we'll get a Wembley trip. But let's see how we go.
That's what it's come to as a Manchester United fan. Shame.
How bad is that? I know. Tell me about it. I mean, I've been through all the glory days, which are great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we've got to go through stuff to get where we've got to get to, but this guy is not the right man for me.
Okay,
Totally agree.
Gary, top man, mate. Thanks for the call. I wonder where would they play if they're knocking down Old Trafford?
Salford.
They have to play at the Etihad, wouldn't they?
Sure, Gary will sort them out at Salford.
Yeah.
Salford play away when Man United play at home. It'd be Wembley, wouldn't it? Probably.
Yeah, and it'd be mad. The biggest attendance the Etihad had in this Man City ain't even playing it.
Imagine.
Right, let's go to Chris, who's a referee. All right, Chris.
Good evening, Chris.
I'm all right, Chris. Are you? Do you support anyone, Chris?
No, not really. Right? Just like football, good football wherever it's played.
Right, okay.
Are you a good ref, Chris?
I used to be. I'm a bit older now, so yeah, I started refereeing back in 1986.
All right.
And the landscape's changed huge. I listen to your show every week. I listen to it. Referees get battered every week, and they make stupid mistakes. But what people forget is we're human beings at the end of the day. So things are going to go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem we got in this country is retention. When I started refereeing, the pool of referees was massive, and now it's not so big. So you've got what you've got at the top. I feel sorry for them because they're afraid to make a decision.
Do you feel sorry for them, Chris? Really?
Yeah,
They pay good money. They're the top of their trade.
Absolutely.
They make stupid decisions, poor refereeing decisions, week in, week out. They've got all the technology, they've got all the help, and they still get it wrong.
I think you'll find the technology is the issue because somebody sat 50 miles away in Stockley Park is making the decision for them, and
who's also a ref.
Yeah, but the referee, if, to my mind, if you have to make a decision and look at it for 5 minutes from 10 different angles, that's not a clear and obvious error by the referee, is it?
Yeah, but some of them are though, and then they still look at them.
I agreed.
What needs to happen then, Chris? What happens then? I mean, you look, you're a ref. You say there's not enough refs, or the referee is. What happens then?
What happens to what?
What happens in terms of going forward here to get better referees?
We need more referees at grassroots level coming through the system, and they're not coming. Who in their right mind at grassroots level, young lads, let's go and earn some money, let's go and referee a couple of games. They referee a couple of games, get abused for 2 games, and I'm not doing that anymore.
No, I hear you. But there must be a way that if you're going to develop young referees, then you're not sending them out on a Sunday pitch game and to just get abused, are you? There's got to be some sort of academy or a referees union where they go in and they get taught and they have in-house games and where they can make decisions, and you don't have to just put them out on a grassroots pitch, do you? There must be other avenues that you can lure new referees in.
Absolutely, I totally agree, but they're not youngsters nowadays still don't want to do it. They see it day in, day out. They look at it on the telly. I go to referee a game today. There's 23 referees on the pitch, but only one of us knows the rules of the game.
All right.
And that don't stop them.
Yeah, I mean, all right, Chris. Look, I appreciate your call. I mean,
I can hear where he's coming from.
I don't know what to say. The referee's signing autographs at half time. I mean, you want sympathy from me? Come on.
With what they've got now, and they've got the help of VAR, they've got to be doing a lot better.
Yeah, they shouldn't be getting it wrong. They really should be getting it wrong.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.